Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I want to start off by saying that any and all thoughts and opinions are just that, thoughts and opinions. In no way am I sharing professional advice when it comes to physical and mental health. These videos are simply for fun and to provide my thoughts on the topic. Do not send any hate to anyone I talk about, and please be kind in the comments. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, or if you're new, welcome. We're going to get back into more foodie beauty content today. We have a Pizza Hut mukbang, and by the looks of it, I'm assuming this is going to be a serving of probably 4 or 5 for one person. This is going to be bad, isn't it? But let's not keep waiting and let's just get into the video, shall we?
Okay guys, so I have this triple treat box from Pizza Hut. And I just gave Salah his pizza and his wedges. And I'm taking the wings and I'm gonna try the cookie for you guys. Whoa.
For a moment, I actually forgot who this was, and I was like, there's no way she can eat a pizza, a dessert, and wings all in one. And then I was like, yeah, this is Foodie Beauty. She's going to do that. And I'm genuinely concerned about what her blood sugar level is going to be after eating that entire cookie, because we know for a fact she's not going to stop at 1 or 2 pieces. That girl is either going to eat the majority or the whole thing. And I think it's going to be pretty high. If not, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if she's to the point where she would have to go to hospital because of it.
Let's see if the cat likes this box. Okay, so, wow. Yum. Yum. Can you say yum?
Why the hell is she acting like this is Dora the Explorer or something?
I have a creamy ranch, garlic parmesan wings, and I'm gonna eat my dessert first.
I try to have empathy for women like Amber and Foodie Beauty because I've been in the positions that they have been in. I have struggled with my own eating and stuff like that. But I can't have empathy for women like this anymore because it's just, oh my god. There's no way in hell that you can sit there and say that you try to eat healthy. You're a 40-year-old woman with type 2 diabetes talking about how you have blood sugar level of 20 and you're going in on a cookie that is meant for 4 to 5 people. Like dead ass. You're literally, that was the first thing you started with. Then you have ranch, which is high in sugar. Then you have Parmesan wings, which is high in sodium. And then you have a pizza with various meats and olives, which is also high in sodium. You're going to blow up bigger than you already are, and you're going to feel absolutely terrible. And then you're going to come on and talk about how, you know, your back is killing you, your stomach is probably killing you, and how your sugar level is through the goddamn roof. And there are going to be stupid idiots in the comment section, because there is always idiots in the comment section who are genuinely, oh, you poor thing. Why? Like, why have empathy for someone who causes their own issues? And I understand, like I said, I've been in that position. But you can't have empathy and you can't kiss her ass because she's going to continue doing it.
I'm trying some of this cookie. Oh, it's crumbly. Bismillah. Mmm. It's like too crumbly though. It's like undercooked. Oh, that's good. It's like buttery and chocolatey.
I know that I have a rudimentary understanding of the Middle East and just the Muslim culture in general, but there has to be some sort of rule against acting the way that you do. And I mean, like, shoveling food in your mouth and just talking with your mouth full, because that is genuinely disgusting. And I know that it's a thing that a lot of mukbangers do, where they will talk with their mouth open, but, like, can people have just, like, the basic respect and not do that, please? It is goddamn feral.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. 7-Up Zero? I'm so hungry. It's been hours since we both ate.
I don't know why I laughed, but I just did. I just found the way that she said it just funny. Like, I haven't eaten in hours, but when I heard it in my head, it was like almost like a desperate plea. Like, I haven't eaten in hours. And I don't know, I just chuckled like a schoolgirl, honestly. It was hilarious to me.
These wings look so bomb. Mm.
I know a lot of people like to compare Foodie Beauty and Amber, like, as toddlers, and that movement just now was exactly what my nephew does. Like, my 2-year-old autistic nephew does the exact same movements when he is eating too. Like, he tastes the food, he gets excited, and he actually shakes his hands up and down, just like that. It is 1 for 1.
Amazing food. Amazing.
I hope to Christ that she's not putting those bones in a box on the ground near that cat. Because if I know that if that cat is in that room, and I swear to God, I hear her even mention that cat in the room, I'm gonna climb through that computer and I'm gonna wring a goddamn neck. And I say this because I have seen way too many animals come into the shelter or just the vets in general with bones stuck in their throats. And it's just, people do stupid shit like this and it sets me off.
I got super supreme pizza, just pan pizza. I don't like stuffed crust that much, honestly. I don't know why. I find it a bit much.
It's like this woman has zero self-awareness. Like, you're talking about stuffed crust being too much and you don't find it, enjoyable. You think it's overboard. Meanwhile, you're going to be eating a whole pizza to yourself. You could have stuffed crust and have 1 or 2 slices instead of the whole pizza that's meant for 4 people. As well as the cookie that's meant for 4 people. And the wings that's meant for 4 people.
So I did a live stream earlier and I talked about...
Every single video is the exact same thing with her, and I know that I keep mentioning this, but 2 words and then a bite. Can you just please say the full sentence? I don't know why it drives me insane, but it does. Just say the sentence and then take a bite.
Some things about my dieting, on and off. And I said that I can understand how it seems I'm trolling you guys. I get people's hopes up, I get them on board with my journey, that I'm gonna get healthy, because I don't dispute that people care about me. And I basically said that it's my mistake, in a sense, making promises or claims I can't stick to.
The reason why so many people have a problem with you and Amber is not because you are failing. It's more so the fact that you don't actually try in the first place. And a lot of people are going to see the repeated behavior of you using your ED as a justification, and they're just going to get sick of it, because at what point are you going to take responsibility for your own actions? And no, you don't want the ED, but you did create the ED. And I know that it's going to offend a lot of people, but it realistically is true. When you create a comfort around food and you essentially make a safe space around food and you go to it every single time you are having a bad day or you are having some sort of issue in your life, you're going to create a codependency on it. And you may not want that codependency, but you did create it at your, because of your own actions. So at some point you have to take responsibility and stop seeing it as an excuse to fail, but an obstacle to overcome. And if you don't see that, eventually you're going to get in that position of where Foodie is, where she has at least 3-4 times a week comfort meals or off day tracks. Same thing with Amber. Like, you can watch Amber and she will literally fail a diet on day 1 because something bad happened. It was raining. It was the sky was cloudy, or she was wearing the wrong shoes, or she'll start a diet at the beginning of the month, fail the first day, and then stay off track for the rest of the month because the month was ruined. It doesn't make sense. You're just literally looking for an excuse to fail. And that's how it's always going to be, because you don't have the proper mindset, you don't have your heart in it, you don't have your soul in it, and you don't actually want to improve yourself. You expect other people just to kiss your ass for doing the bare minimum of, well, it's not even really the bare minimum because you're not doing anything. You try 1 or 2 days, fail, and then you immediately erase the 2 days of you eating healthy by swallowing a bunch of food.
So I want to apologize to those people who think that's the case,
I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt and just say that you are actually trying to make a genuine apology, which you're not. It's a really half-assed, you don't actually mean it. But let's just say for the fact that you are. This is not really the time or the type of video that you really should be doing this, because you can't make a genuine apology while actively doing the thing that you're apologizing for. You can't be shoving a wing in your mouth with ranch, knowing full well that it's unhealthy for you, while actively trying to say, I'm sorry that I failed my diets. You're essentially doing the equivalent of slapping someone in the face. Because that's what it is. It's incredibly disingenuous at this point.
So I really think the best thing for me to do, honestly, is let you guys know that I can't promise I won't get stuck, you know, in a cycle. I can't promise that I'll do well. I can promise to be transparent.
All right, I'm gonna get really sad for a moment because it's just a sad reality at this point. She's realized that she's never going to be able to change or get better, and she knows that it's going to lead her to no longer be around. So she's really just going to get the last couple miles out of it and have one last hurrah before she inevitably passes away. And this fake apology and caring about other people's opinions doesn't matter at the end of the day because the only detriment is to your own health. And regardless of what happens to you, we're going to keep on living. And I know that sounds arrogant and it sounds like very morbid, but it's just a sad reality. And look at all the people in the plus size community who have passed away. Like, just take a gander at them. Does anyone really remember who they are? Because after a week or two, it kind of just ends and people just move on. That's just how life is, unfortunately. And you can apologize to everyone and make fake apologies and try to do the best you can to really save face and get your community as positive as possible, but it's not going to help you. You're going to be gone, we're going to move on, and there's going to be someone else who's just going to fill your shoes. And that's just a sad fucking thing to think about.
But I can't really promise anything else because I'm having a hard time eating healthy food, apparently.
And this is the reason why I actually preach mental health so much, because mental health is just like physical health. If you walk around with a bullet wound, people are going to be like, yo, go to the doctor, go to the hospital, seek help, get treatment. Do the exact same thing with mental health. You can't just walk around with a bunch of mental scars and just think the situation is going to get better. It's not going to get better. You are incredibly arrogant, but you are different from Amber. You could potentially take it on board and actually do something with your life and actually get the help you need because you can actually see the self-awareness. Amber has a mental block which won't allow her to actually see that. And I know, and I'm not going to justify narcissism, but a lot of narcissistic people have a mental disorder. It is a mental disorder. Their brain is not fully developed. You have to be self-aware in order to actually do it. And for a lot of narcissistic people, it is not that they are incapable of seeing it. They just refuse to see it. So they actually have to actually make a conscious effort to see the self-awareness. If you can see the self-awareness and actually make the changes, then you are not far gone. Amber's too far gone because she will never realize the writing on the wall. And again, I'm not defending narcissistic people. They are very abusive people, but just because you are narcissistic does not mean you're not incapable of changing. You can change. You just have to be very, very, very self-aware about your changes and actually put them into action. Foodie Beauty is very self-aware. She just refuses to change. She can actually change if she wanted to change. She just doesn't do it.
And dieting. So
I personally have talked about my dieting, and with me personally, it was a very hard struggle to really do what a lot of people and professionals say, which is lower the amount of calories you eat. So don't go on a very strict calorie deficit. Lower it down until you're comfortable enough to lower it further. So instead of eating 6,000, go down to 5,500 and then down to 5,000 and so on, so on, so on until you get to a healthy range in which you can actually start losing weight. For me personally, I couldn't do that because I have the ED that allows me to really just over binge and just continue eating unhealthy food. So if I were to try and do that, I would have failed. I had to be a very cold turkey person, and it was an incredibly rough thing. Now, I'm not going to pretend like it was as bad as, narcotics or, alcoholism or smoking, because those things are created to be addictions. But food is a very addictive thing. It is a very hard thing to get out of because obviously when you are eating, especially healthy food, and you still have that type of need for sugar or that need for something just unhealthy, it can trigger you. Amber is right in the sense that you can't avoid food, but you can change the habits in which you eat and make changes around eating. And I said stuff like, instead of going to the mall hungry or shopping hungry, eat something beforehand. That way you won't want to take home food that you will binge on. Instead of going out and eating, you can eat at home. That way, or even eat something small. If you're going to go to like a restaurant, or if you're going to go out to eat with your, like Amber does with her mother, have something small at home so that when you go out and you're going to eat something probably a little bit more unhealthy, you'll get a small portion or something smaller so that way you won't eat a lot of unhealthy food. You're eating a little bit, but you're not eating as much as you would if you were hungry. And you can make small little changes like that in order to actually prove yourself. And you don't have to just go cold turkey and just remove everything from your life. I had to do it because it was just a very hard thing for me to do otherwise. Not everyone is like me. People can do things. You can work with other people. You can go to organizations. There are online communities. There is just so much that can help you. You can't just go, I struggle, so therefore, well, I'm just going to continue struggling. Actually try. Reach out to someone to allow you to help. You know, it's not something you can struggle with on alone. There are multiple different communities, there are organizations, there are just so many different things and avenues you can really go down and do. And I know that I'm preaching to the choir because most people know this stuff, but it's something that people rather get stick with the discomfort than actually seek help and ask for help. Human beings are social animals. We are meant to, be in packs and be with other people. Fucking try.
The cookie is so soft.
I know that I've been very morbid throughout this entire video, but honestly, I think I've really had enough to the point where I've honestly gotten plenty of exposure therapy to this. Like, I see this now, and instead of getting triggered, I honestly just genuinely repulse. And it's not a slight at Foodie Beauty or Amber or anything like that. It's just, you can see that even though they are eating, they are so goddamn miserable with their life. And like, they can pretend not to be, and a lot of people in the fat acceptance community really act like that, where it's like, they pretend that they're happy and they try to justify their actions. You can just tell they're goddamn miserable inside. Because if you have to try and convince everyone else that you're happy or that your lifestyle is okay and it's not a bad thing or a detriment to you, you are fucking miserable.
When you're watching me, it's probably better not to have, like, expectations.
That just right there contradicts what you just said. How are you going to apologize for people for essentially failing the same thing over and over and over again, to then follow it up with, well, it's really more so your fault for having expectations of me for failing when you know I don't really meet those expectations in the first place. You just literally just slap people in the face twice in one video. How can you actually do that with little self-awareness? Like, ugh.
Yum, this Parmesan sauce. Most people who have successful weight loss channels, a lot of them have already lost the weight, like Fat Girl Fed Up. Even she's had some slip-ups, but Obese to Beast, they didn't film their journey during the journey. They didn't film the ups and downs. They didn't film the many attempts and failures at trying over the years. They filmed the end result of them finally succeeding. So if that's what you're waiting for me, I understand not wanting to tune in until then.
I do understand the point you're trying to make, but it does kind of fall flat and really just shows you how entitled you are because you're complaining about something you chose to do. Like, you're choosing to monetize your lifestyle online, but they complain about other people not doing the same thing because they didn't show their whole journey. And what they did was more so the right thing because they decided to do something in private, lose the weight, better themselves, better their mental health, and come on and really take in the external opinions, views, and really just all the external stuff in order to really apply to their own life. They're going to get criticism, they're going to get hate, they're going to get videos in which people are going to shit on them for no reason whatsoever. They're going to get those type of comments and that type of stuff that you and Amber also get. And if you are not in the point in your journey in which you are not comfortable in with showing it, that is perfectly fine, and nobody's really entitled to you before then. And it is more so a better thing to do because people really, like, let's face it, most people care about external validation. They care about people liking them. And if you become so hyper focused on other people's opinions, then you're going to really fall off track. So getting to the point in your life where you're comfortable and able to get into a routine in which you can do the daily stuff without worrying about, the getting off track because of the other people's opinions, then that's really where you should start filming from and allowing people to see your journey. It's just a smart thing to do. Also, you're forgetting the fact that just because you don't show your journey doesn't mean you can't talk about the struggles in general. Like, I don't show my journey, but I talked about me being on a weight loss journey. I talked about me having struggles. Sometimes I give in. Sometimes, like, I have a cheat day every now and then. That's perfectly fine. Have those type of conversations. Be truthful and open. That doesn't mean you're being shady just because you don't show your whole journey, and you're coming off more condescending in a way to try to really justify you failing, because it's like, oh, well, I'm showing the real me. Okay? And
challenge. Hi. Oh my god. Oh my gosh.
I just want to point out that she has the wings in like a box near the floor in a place in which the cat could get, and the cat is in the room with her. And you wonder why people call you a bad pet owner, because you have something that could potentially hurt your animal near the ground, very accessible. She literally climbed up your chair in a second. And that just shows you how blasé you are with your pets. Also, when it comes to eating, I just don't like having animals around my food, especially when I'm trying to prepare it. It's kind of gross. Like, just put them out of the room, please.
So I'm not gonna make those promises anymore. Period. But I'm not giving up.
I'm not making those promises anymore, but I'm not giving up. You're literally giving people false hope by saying I'm not giving up. Just don't say anything in general. Literally don't talk about your weight loss journey, and then you probably won't have that problem anymore. You're still going to have opposition because people are still going to criticize you for obviously starting it in the first place and then, failing multiple times. But stop saying those offhand comments, because then people are going to get false hope.
How can you give up when you haven't even really started,
And there's the flicker of self-awareness.
Yeah, I want to do a challenge where I'm like, because we have some food that we have to get rid of before we travel. Because we're going to be traveling for a bit of time. Long enough that we want to get rid of the food, right? When you go on vacation, you want to get rid of anything perishable. So I want to kind of do a challenge where I try to make breakfast, lunch, and dinner or some meals out of what we have already. It's not food I love, that's why I order.
This woman is referring to everyday normal life for most people as a challenge. Like, oh my fucking god. Oh, I was gonna make a joke about her being challenged, but then at the same time I'm like, I'm autistic. Do I really want to lump Foodie Beauty in with people like myself in that type of community? Like, not really, honestly. I don't want to do that. I don't want any association with this woman.
It's like not interesting. It's like normal food, There's a lot of eggs. A lot. I don't love eggs, but I can stomach them if I make my cheese eggs.
Jesus Christ, I can't with these goddamn women. Like, the goddamn privilege of listening to a woman talk about how she doesn't like certain types of food, but she buys the food. Then why buy them in the first place? And on top of that, why are you buying groceries if you eat out every single day? That's just waste of food that other people could have. I'm gonna have an aneurysm, I swear to God.
With a lot of cheese, so. Anyways, guys, I'm gonna end the video here. I guess that's it for now.
Alright guys, we're going to leave the video here. I do want to apologize for being a little bit morbid, but overall, I think we did pretty good. We'll try to talk some shit in the next one to make it a little bit lighter. That being said, I have actually changed the vocal settings and stuff like that, so the audio is probably a little bit crisper. I just want you guys' opinion if you get to this part. Just let me know how it is, if it's any, better, or if there's something that needs to be improved. It just so I can fix it over the next couple of videos. But hopefully it isn't too bad and you guys did enjoy it, and hopefully you guys will be in the next video with me. Bye bye.